Hi, Jennifer, and hi, everyone. I am here with Jennifer Berryman, who's a Chief Communications Officer for UMass Chan Medical School. And I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about your virtual tour and your experience creating the tour. So welcome and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Happy to talk to you and appreciate the opportunity.
Great. And you can see I've got the tour pulled up. This tour is unique because we actually highlight three different campuses, and you can navigate around at the top of the screen here to the different campuses. And just to kind of walk you guys through the tour a little bit here, you can see that we've got a bunch of cool panoramas and a lot of the different classroom spaces and different spaces on campus. The tour is also a little bit unique because we have an ADA accessible version that people can access there in the corner via these little icons. There's a campus map to navigate around. Let's go to the outdoor plaza here.
Mhm.
And then with every panorama, you can pull up a text description. Zoom here. There's a call to action button that'll take you back to the website. Thumbnail images to scroll around, navigate that way. And then Google directions and share buttons. So that kind of gives people an overview of the tour. And I just wanted to ask you, why do you feel like it's important to have a virtual tour for your campuses?
Absolutely. So, one of the things that makes UMass Chan Medical School unique is that we actually are comprised of three graduate schools, in addition to some unique business units and a real large, thriving biomedical research enterprise. And so, the audiences that we're reaching out to when we think about recruiting applicants and future learners and trainees to our three graduate schools. The audiences are different for each of those. We have a graduate school of nursing that's training nurse practitioners and PhD nursing scientists. We have a graduate school of biomedical sciences that's training PhD, future researchers. And then, of course, we have our School of Medicine, which is training medical doctors and future physicians. And so the groups that we're targeting and reaching out to and engaging with for each of our schools is unique. And we really also noticed that, of course, during the pandemic, everything went online.
Right.
And while it might have been true in the past, maybe a decade or more ago, when our School of Medicine, for instance, consisted only of applicants from the state of Massachusetts, that's no longer the case. UMass Chan's School of Medicine, the T.H. Chan School of Medicine, now accepts people from all over the United States. And so that just opened up a whole new world of potential applicants to us. And frankly, in terms of equity and making it accessible and easy for people to apply and interview with us, that's all happening online. And so many of our applicants don't have the opportunity to physically visit campus. It's cost prohibitive, time prohibitive if they're applying to a number of places. So while we had a virtual campus tour prior to that, it was really important for us to make sure that we continued to update it and maintain a really high quality window into our campus that people could access from anywhere in the world on any device, and really kind of get a sense of what our physical space is like, and then evaluate that when they're learning, as one of many things that they're learning about when they're applying to different medical schools or graduate schools.
Great. Well, thank you for that. Can you talk a little bit about the process of creating the tour? Was there a lot of work on your end, and how did you decide what to include in the tour?
Yeah. Well, we consulted with the admissions folks in each of our schools when we were curating a specific tour for each of our graduate schools. Some of the locations that are featured are similar across all three, but some are unique. In our graduate school of biomedical sciences, we really focus on like the lab space and the research cores, whereas for our nursing school, some of the highlighted locations are different. And for our School of Medicine, even different yet again. So it was great that we had the opportunity to curate three different tours to really answer the questions that those targeted audiences would have in terms of what they wanted to see, what they wanted to know and learn about us. In terms of the process, it's surprisingly easy, I think. You guys make it very easy. You have a small footprint that you travel with, and but there are a lot of details that go into it, and those details all kind of make a difference in the final quality, like deciding whether or not you want people to be in your images, or do you just want them to be physical spaces? Making sure that the entire space is staged in a way that is true and authentic, but also that doesn't have, like empty soda cans on the table or something like that. Something that you would want to look at and be proud of, for an accessible campus tour that offers accessibility features was critically important to us and was a deciding factor, because we want to be compliant with that. And but the actual like taking of the pictures themselves really only takes a few minutes. A lot of the work goes into the preparation and the thinking through of what will be captured, how it will be captured, how the various spins will relate to one another. Like you see the arrow in that doorway right now. So if somebody were to click on that, it sort of creates a sense of context and space and relationships between the spaces. And so I think that just enhances the campus tour where you can almost feel like you're physically moving through our campus, when you're visiting these various places.
Right. It's not necessarily a walking tour. It's more of a point of interest tour, but there are some connections there, and you kind of
Right.
get the overview of the campus and how things are connected.
Right. And we chose, as you can see, not to put people in our spins. We thought for our purposes, that was not the best solution. But what we did do is we maintain this virtual campus tour for each of the schools. And then to complement the virtual campus tour, we produced a student-led video walking tour. So you do get that human interaction. You get to see and hear real medical students, real nursing students, real science, PhD science students. So you really get a sense of the people who make up our community. And then this virtual tour complements it by really giving prospective applicants and others a sense of the space.
Right. So you kind of have both. You have people who like to have a more passive experience of watching a
Mhm.
video, and some people like to dig in and see the spaces with the 360 virtual tour.
Yeah, I think they can complement each other nicely.
Great. And can you talk a little bit about your experience working with Circlescapes?
Yeah, it really, you guys, like I said, have a small footprint and yet you get everything that we needed to get in a really high quality fashion. And so you were great to work with, very easy. There is, like we said, kind of a lot of conversation and thought that I think schools or other organizations would benefit from by putting that time and thought in at the beginning so that when the images are captured, you're getting everything that you want. And then there's some work on the backside in terms of providing, accurate titles and captions and just making sure that all the arrows are going in the right direction and that the tour order is in the right direction. But that was really served up on a platter for us. I thought it was a pleasant experience working with you guys, and we're thrilled with the final result.
Well, great. And I know we've been to your campus a couple of times to capture pictures. Um, do you feel like this format is easy to update and expand over time?
Absolutely. And in fact, that's what the most recent visit to campus was. And so we updated, UMass Chan updated this virtual campus tour that you're seeing now, I would say approximately a year and a half ago. But at the time, that building that you're seeing right in the center of our campus was under construction. And at the time of the update, we were also in the process of establishing our second regional campus. And so by bringing your team back in the summer of 2024, we were able to capture new spins in that new research and education building, and we were able to go to our new regional campus and capture some spins of the physical space there where our medical students will be completing a lot of their clinical and other learning. And so when we captured those, it was really easy to sort of plug them in where they needed to go and really enhance the existing tour that we had. And so if we were to add another building or add another regional campus or anything like that in the future, it would be very plausible and reasonable and easy for us to do the same thing, just to take spins of those new locations and then add them to the existing campus tour.
Well, wonderful. Your campuses are just beautiful. And we're so delighted that you're happy with the tour and getting a lot of great use out of it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us about your experience working with Circlescapes.
My pleasure.
All right, take care.